Hey, welcome.
I didn't realize it was just me.
We all friends.
Okay, my name is Sheba Roy. I'm with my phone. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We good to go.
Is Zaynah there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm back. Yeah. Look, crazy 8th degree, nerdcore rap guy. Got into a dual fate and I just pulled a trap card. Third-rate rappers with a fourth-rate catalog. Destined for the shadow realm, y'all should never act hard. Flow is so insidious that I need an apprentice type. Master with the force, peep the context in my sentence, right? Phantom like the Sithis, just don't ask me what my pen is like. They know that I'm the menace, who you kidding? Bitch, I'm Dennis Knight. Sweet to job, high-headed, rhymes are Shirley Cole. Tested, you can never twist my metal like the jury goes. I ain't never mad when I push it to the max. I got Chris riding with me, bout to turn this bitch to Fury Road. Since animated, I'm the one the crew congratulated. When this will provide protective cover like it's laminated. Damn, I made this 16 like a guillotine. It's fascinating. If you think that you're ahead, you get decapitated. All that aside, I ain't merely here to rap words. I'm here to tell you who representing for the black nerds. And to remind you, neither one of these are bad words. Biggest living mirrors, they just choose to see it backwards. Who be the leaders of discussion when a topic trends? Dissections got the culture under microscopic lens. Who got the type that you can miss it from the start and make you feel like an expert on the subject by the time it ends? Check the stat, Louis, viewership is mad nice. All these other shows don't seem to cut it, that's a bad slice. Off the books with unscripted jewels you can't write. No vampires, but these interviews don't end right. Yeah, this is the best part. Rhymes on Mandalorian, Independence made a best score. Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or death star. So far removed from the drama, we don't know this harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically to sum it up like you define math, this crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm Mary band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blur's Eye View. And without further ado, we out. Yeah.
I'm Sheba Roy with Texas Kaizoku, and my question is, what or who in your life inspired or encouraged you to embrace your unique personality or your quirkiness?
That's a good question. Let me think. I feel like it's mostly my upbringing, because I grew up in an art school where everyone around me was kind of eccentric, and I didn't really get out of my shell during school per se, but that's kind of the energy that I was used to being around. So getting into content creation, it was actually my little sister who suggested that I make my first video, and it went viral, and I realized that people really mess with that kind of personality. I thought that was the loser. Because it was the kind of stuff that I was made fun of for in high school. But I was like, oh, people actually like that? I could have just been this the whole time and it would have been accepted. So yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
My name is Tyree. I go by Clint Cryptic on YouTube and on Instagram and on TikTok. But my question for you was just like you, I grew up with a lot of art and chasing that personality type and not knowing whether or not that was accepted. But a really big thing that creators kind of run into is, I like to call it chasing my muse, and just trying to figure out where that inspiration is going to come from. So that could be whether you're trying to do a certain type of routine that gets you into that mode, or if you need to consume some sort of content, whatever gets you inspired. So I wanted to ask, what gets you inspired?
A lot of it is everyday life. Well, when it comes to like my cartoon recreation content, I get a lot of requests like, oh, I really love this dance, could you do this one? Or I'll just randomly remember some cartoon intro from some obscure show that I watched 20 years ago.
Right.
But as for like skits, just stuff that happens in everyday life that I know a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eyeview. I'm from the Bender Branch podcast. So my question for you is, so when it comes to like more so like the dancing skits and everything like that, how much like work do you actually put into them? Because I know some of the dances can't be easy to just jump into. So like, especially like I've been to a creative performing arts school before, and I know how much work it takes into doing like dancing and other projects and acting and all that. So like, how much work do you put in before, or like how much time do you take to rehearse before you actually like start filming?
It honestly depends on the routine. If it's something like, for example, the clip where it's like Marge Simpson crumping, where it's all in one take, then I'll like learn the routine for an hour before I film it. But if it's something where there are a bunch of cuts with different angles, then I'll just learn the 2 seconds that I need for that cut right before I film it, and then move on to the next cut or what have you. But I mean, shoot, a 30-second dance can take like 4 hours to film. It really depends on how many angles I need to do, and if I need to figure out what way can I make this impossible move, like translate it to something that works with gravity, you know? So yeah, it can be a lot of work. I've definitely woken up sore from some dances.
Thank you.
John?
Hi, I'm Christy with Impact Magazine. So over the years, you've become known as the human cartoon, and obviously that is not an easy feat. So over the years, how have you come to deal with creative blocks? How has your style changed and evolved? More importantly, how do you deal with it now?
Honestly, getting over creative block is easier as my platform grows, because I get a lot of inspiration from my followers that will bring me a routine or bring me a scene that I may have not seen before, and I really like it. So they'll give me ideas, and as far as like pivoting content, sometimes I'll just try something new, throw it out there, see how my audience responds. Like, okay, maybe I can make a series off of this then. Like how I'll still do my cartoon dances because that's the favorite thing that people like, but every now and then I'll do like a teacher Zaynah segment where I teach illiterate adults how to spell, or just a regular comedy skit, or come to the gym with me. So I'm just glad that my audience is receptive to a lot of things I do. Like they'll tell me like, don't worry about making it perfect, as long as you put something out, we appreciate you, so we will appreciate your content. So that helps a lot.
Jafar on TV, Blurred's Eyeview. Speaking of reception, getting people responding to videos of yours like Kev on Stage or Glorilla, how has that been once those big names are just, you realize they're also fans of you too?
Man, it'd be unreal, because it's like, you know who I am? Especially meeting these people, like when I met Glorilla, for example, I'm like, well, let me not bother her, and then she turns around like, oh hey, isn't it your birthday tomorrow? I'm like, how did you know? So I don't, it's still unreal. Like, I haven't quite accepted that people know me yet. Because it's like, I'll just be filming on my phone in my living room. What is this? So, man, I don't know. Especially like on stage, I've been watching him for years, like since high school, and he likes my content. And he did the Gremlin run with me, and he was like, this is a dream come true. A dream come true for you? But it's very fun, and I'm very happy about it.
Hi. I am Lady Mandalore of Blurs, care of Blur Station and Blur's Eyeview. It's a lot. I wanted to know, do you feel like would you like more company? And what I mean by that is, are there other creators that you see that you'd like to collaborate with in the future?
I mean, yeah, there are lots of creators that I look up to, especially like creators that are here, like Tony, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, Tony Statucci, love his content, Heartstop Lucas, Mark Phillips. There's a lot of people that I would love to work with.
How you doing? I'm Kenny from the same convo. You kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I want to go a little bit more in depth. Who were you before the social media blow up? And you talked about your personality and how you didn't think that was kind of like popular or would catch fire. How has the person you were bled into who you are now, and how did you deal with any insecurities with showing your real self on the internet?
I get that a lot. Because I'll tell people that I'm shy or I'm socially awkward, and they're like, well, how do you make videos for millions of people if you're shy? I'm like, I'm in my living room by myself. It's not the same as like performing in front of people. I can't see y'all. So, but I mean, there's that aspect of it, because it's removing the pressure of like seeing people see you, you know? And as far as like my personality from then to now, it's pretty much the same. Like, I'm still hanging out with the same people. So, I mean, but I do feel more confident. Like, I'll put on an outfit, and someone has something to say about it, and I'm like, whatever, this is what a star wears. Even though I'm like telling myself, like, I am a star, I am a star. Like, you know, fake it till you make it type thing. But, I feel like there was a part of your question that I have not answered, but I forgot what it was.
I guess it could be wrapped up in, like, were you a dancer before?
Yeah, I grew up dancing. I went to performing arts school from kindergarten to senior year, and part of that was taking classes in like ballet, modern, and jazz. So I have a very strong dance background, and I also took acting classes. And I paint.
How you doing? My name is Carlil. I'm also from the same combo. So, just piggybacking off the question before Kenny's, you were talking about content creators that you would like to work with. You named Tony. Of course, when you collaborated with Glorilla, that went crazy. So, is there like another artist, actor, comedian, anybody that's in like more of the celebrity realm that's a dream collab for you?
Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. They seem like such fun and genuine people. I guarantee I would have a good time collaborating with them. Who else can I think of? I'm trying to think of male celebrities to make it fair.
Shabuzi?
Ooh, I love Shabuzi. Yes, Shabuzi would be a good one.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm from the partner sponsorship team here at TikTok, and you guys just recently mentioned that you collaborated with Glorilla and you were in a music video. So, how was that experience for you, and what kinds of lessons did you learn from that experience in terms of working with musical artists?
It was so cool because, well, for one, she like requested me herself to be in her video, so that was shocking because she had retweeted a bunch of my videos before, so like I knew she was familiar with my content, but to be specifically requested, I was like, And then she had everyone on set sing me happy birthday, because it was the night before my birthday, so when the clock struck midnight, she had everyone sing happy birthday for me, so that was really cool. And I also let her know that I was nervous and shivering in my timbers, and she gave me a pep talk before I did my little dance for the music video, whatever. She was like, hey, the thing that makes you dope is the fact that you can be this goofy and not care about it. Because I was like, this feels cringy in real life. I do this in my living room, and y'all want me to do this in a music video? But she was like, that's why we like it. It's really authentic. Believe in yourself type thing. So that was cool.
AD from the Lookout Anime Network, have there ever been any videos that you have done where you're just like, no, I don't think I want to put that out there, or stuff that you just recorded and, just held back from it, or maybe haven't recorded, can you speak to any of those?
Of course, there have been a lot of videos that I didn't like the end result at all, but it's I done spent 4 hours on this, so y'all are gonna get whatever comes out of my phone today. Some of the videos that I kind of despised are the ones that my audience liked the most. So I I realized that my lens is different from the lens of my supporters. So I have to keep that in mind. Maybe I might not be in love with this video, but my audience will find something in it that speaks to them. So I try not to be so hard on myself.
How's it going? My name is Cleveland with Stitches Rap Team. My question for you is, you started a whole knife collection. What is your fascination with knives and how did that start?
Well, my mom is trained, so.
Hey.
So I grew up with a cutlass in the house, a machete. And I guess inherited it when she moved to Nigeria. So, but then my little sister wanted it for protection, so I'm like, well, I gotta buy some new knives now. So I just went a little bit overboard, I guess. Because every time I travel somewhere, or just a new city or something, I wind up seeing a knife, and I'm like, oh, this is shiny, and I just buy it.
My second question is, what is the video that you're most proud of?
Give me a second. Let me see. Sorry. I really like my Aqua Teen Hunger Force video. Oh wait, no. I did a music video, self-film music video for The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Okay.
That's my finest work.
All right, thank you.
All right, Sheba with Texas Kaizoku back again. So this question is, what character, TV show, animated cartoon impacted you the most? Whether it was, as you were growing up or recently.
SpongeBob.
Oh. Thank you. Oh, but is there a specific character on SpongeBob?
SpongeBob. I identify with him so much, and half of my vocabulary is SpongeBob phrases.
So, with a couple months ago on Twitter, you remember that they tried to call you out for being too old to be doing all this. And I love how you came back with it and how you just stuck true to who you were. In that moment, how did you feel whenever you were kind of defending your art and just kind of moving forward from that kind of perspective that we need to grow up, we need to not be doing these kinds of things?
I block a lot of people. And also, I did get a big wave of hate on Twitter People call me an old coot. But let me tell you something, none of them said I was ugly. They're like, you're too pretty to be doing this. I was like, you think I'm pretty? But there were also a lot of people that came out to defend me. So I was like, oh, like I got people. Like I found my audience. I found my people. I have too much evidence saying that I'm the shit for me to not think it.
Right, you got that celebration and stuff that just acceptance type of shit.
Right. And I also realized that, you know, once one person goes viral for being a hater, other people see that they can go viral too, so they try to start something.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I do someone from the Picture Cringe podcast again. So, another question for you. So, what is a skit or some type of content that you haven't done that you're wanting to do but haven't figured out how to do yet, but you know you want to?
I want to do the Samurai Jack intro.
Oh.
But I would probably have to like work something out with the stunt studio for that, because that's a tall order right there. I don't know how I'm supposed to be like have the monster and everything in my living room. I'll figure it out though.
Okay, thank you.
Christine with Impact Max. So I'm curious because you've had amazing collaborations. You're building your brand. You're scaling your content. If your life was to be a cartoon, what would you call it? And if you weren't voicing yourself as the main character, who would be your dream person to voice your character?
Dang, what would be my cartoon name?
It's a hard one.
Y'all like TikTok, nigga. I can't think of a name right now, but I would love Issa Rae to voice me. Like, I identify with her so much, and I've been watching her stuff since Awkward Black Girl on YouTube, so it would be an honor to have Issa Rae.
I agree. That's a good casting.
All right, talking a lot about collaboration, a lot of the names you picked are here in the building. I promise, all you gotta do is ask. They'll probably say yes.
I'm shy.
A lot of us were on our first time, but how are you enjoying this black space, your first DreamCon?
Well, I haven't been here for long yet, so I'd like to explore around more, but just being in the same room as people that I've admired for years is so cool.
Shoot every shot while you're here. I promise you, you'll get something.
I know, I just gotta get over that imposter syndrome and be prepared for them to say no.
I don't have a question, but I'm just gonna try to motivate you. Everybody in here has had to shoot their shots to get in here today. So please go do that so we can be entertained further by you.
I'm Kenny with the same combo again. My question is pretty quick. If you weren't making content, if you could do anything, what would you want to do?
I would be acting, and I would want the same kinds of roles as like the kinds of roles that Angelina Jolie plays, like real action. But I would be wanting to play like Deadpool-like characters, like action with comedy, you know? That would be my dream career, an action actress.
Carla with the same combo. As a creator that's also a black woman, how do you feel the digital space is evolving in terms of representation and opportunity?
I think that this is a great era for like black representation in terms of like content creation and like building your own brand. We're seeing people like how Kai Snap had the streaming university that put a lot of black streamers on, or like Mark Phillips that has the DreamCon. So I think it's a great time for black representation when it comes to different kinds of content as well, like your anime content, or even like black luxury I'm seeing, or couples content. I feel like before it was harder to find specific types of content from Black creators, but now I think you can find anything and have a Black creator to look up to.
Thank you so much.
Finally, with partner and sponsorship team at DreamCon, when did you first realize that being a content creator could be a full-time career path for you?
Honestly, I was kind of thrust into it because the last job that I worked, I got laid off. And I had already started making money from my content then. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna try not getting another job and see how that goes. And I haven't had to get another job, so that's dope.
Hi, I'm Miss Duchess Games. I have a question for you about your baby creator self. You go all the way back to when you first started, when you had your first idea, first turned on the camera. What would you tell that past self?
Dang, I don't know. Probably network more. Because honestly, like when I first started creating content, I need to get that energy back because I was super duper consistent. I was on my stuff every day, regardless of like working a job and what have you. So the only thing that I would change was networking and finding more opportunities instead of relying on getting paid just through the platform.
Absolutely. What would you tell yourself now?
Get over your imposter syndrome. That's my biggest hurdle right now. Like I'm still figuring out who I am. Other people have figured it out apparently, but I haven't, so I gotta catch up.
We're all in the same struggle, girl, okay? Thank you.
Hello, I'm Asa from Midtones Magazine. I think what you do is really awesome. I think the style is very unique and something that I feel like it's not easy for someone to replicate because it comes from you. It's very unique and you're embracing that. And so I wonder, and I think what you're doing is inspiring other people to embrace who they are in all their different intersectionalities. But I want to know if there is anyone who or what sort of encouraged you to be authentic and inspire you that way.
I'd say a lot of it comes from my friends and family because they grew up with the same me that I'm like putting out in the world, and they'll come in with their suggestions or what have you because they know what I'm capable of, they know my personality, and they're like, why don't you just do this? You know everybody will love it. So yeah, my friends and family definitely have encouraged my creative process a lot, or inspired my creative process.
Thank you.
How you doing, Rob from the 90 Show? I want to make a reference first to an anime called Glorilla. One of the main teachers in there talks about being an egoist. He's like, you have to make sure that you have this mentality that no one in this world can stop me from getting to where I need to be. In this show, it's all about sports, but I would say, I want to see, do you think that you have to have that mentality in any profession? Be like, I have to genuinely embody the spirit that no one is better than me, and I'm going to continue to attack. Or do you think that you don't have to, take on this super egoist type of mentality in order to be great in your profession?
I honestly think that being as arrogant as you possibly can, at least in your head, not outwardly, like don't be an asshole to people, but in your head, you gotta hype yourself up as much as you can to the point where it may seem arrogant to you, but that's how you maintain your confidence, especially if you're creating on the internet, because people are mean. So it's easy to let little things get to you if you haven't like built that foundation of like, I'm that girl or I'm that person.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I have to ask, based on a video you did recently, are you a Florida girl?
Atlanta.
How did you find the Wu-Tang by DJ Chipman for one of the videos you did? Because that is a very like niche grew up in like the streets of Orlando type of song. Like how do you find
Is it?
some?
I thought it was a very popular song.
You don't really, if you play it outside the state, people don't know and they look at you crazy, but you go home and everybody's just like, how do you find some of the songs that you end up picking for the videos that you do?
A lot of the songs that I pick are just songs that I listened to in my childhood. The newer songs, those are things that I stumbled across on TikTok. But the older songs, it's just songs that I liked growing up.
Okay, it's not everywhere you think it is, and then people look at you crazy when you play it, so I had to check.
Yeah, I was surprised that people were like, she must be from Florida. I'm like, everybody knows that
It is a
song.
very Florida song. I made a joke about it with the breakdancing for, what was it, the Olympics? And Florida people were like, I get it. And everyone else was like, what is this? All right, somebody stop. Don't be shy. You got time. Go ahead.
Hi, Miss Just Games again. I know you talked about, this being a new experience, for this being your first Dream Con. Something that's unique to everybody here, whether it's your first Dream Con, second Dream Con, whatever. Everybody's had a certain feeling or a certain thought in their head when they first walked into the convention center and seen all these beautiful people for the first time. What was your first thought, your first feeling when you entered into Dream Con?
Well, I was mostly worried about like finding where I was supposed to be, but it was also less overwhelming than I expected, which was really good. I thought it was going to be like this huge, thick crowd, but there was walking space, which I appreciated.
And I'll ask another question as well. I want to touch on when you talked about imposter syndrome, right? Can you speak to a little bit more about what's that like as a content creator who, from outside, people are like, oh, she's made it. She's done her thing, but you're still, having that feeling of imposter syndrome. Can you speak to what that experience is like?
It is so odd because I can definitely get in my head about a lot of things. Like I haven't earned the right to approach certain content creators or just like I posted about how I was surprised that my meet and greet filled up so fast. And then there were a bunch of people in the comments like, what are you surprised for? Like, you are Zaynah Bear. Like, I mean, yeah, but what does that mean? Apparently it means something, but I don't know. It's just odd. It's just an odd feeling. And I don't know what the reaction will be like if I start to like act like a celebrity. Can I even call myself that? Like it's confusing. It's just a confusing existence.
Absolutely. Thank you for opening up with that. I don't want to leave you hanging on that. You have nothing to be afraid of. You're here for a reason. We asked every single one of us, just about all of us, asked you a question, not because you know nobody. Okay? You're not sitting up there because you know nobody. So don't forget that, especially when you approach somebody you would have never thought to approach before.
Keep that in mind. I am brave. I am grown.
You is smart.
How you doing? Han So Dope from the Nani Show. And Ms. Zaynah, I just got one question for you. Do we have a problem?
I don't understand the reference.
Oh, man.
You have homework.
Still a huge fan. Still a huge fan.
Love
your videos.
I'm like, no, I don't know.
All right, cool.
It's an old Wayans movie.
Oh,
Don't give me this one.
You showing your age?
Yeah, chill.
Okay, I'm back. Sheba with Texas Kaizoku again. So my question is kind of related to what you were saying about making sure you network as a content creator. But I really want to know what piece of advice you could give to upcoming creators who are trying to pitch themselves to brands. Maybe even if they don't have as many followers as you, what's a piece of advice that you might give to them about pitching themselves?
Honestly, I didn't advise my damn self.
Okay.
Because I haven't really done a lot of pitching to brands. I just got an agent and hope they do the work for me, and they have not, so.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it.
Thank you guys all asked such amazing questions. Thank y'all. Y'all have asked such amazing questions. I appreciate you coming. Thank you, Zaynah, for answering all of them. You were also amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful, wonderful DreamCon. Enjoy all there is to offer. Same to all of you. I look for a great rest of your day. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Lady from Geek by Hearts.
Lady Mandalore, also known as Room Full of Blurs.
Chris Fury. We'll be watching Mayhem Media.
And you are watching
Blur's Eye View.
Yeah, show us the guns. Just straight ahead, everybody's getting the same shot. Show off. Yeah.
Girl, you work hard for the moms. You could have showed them all.
I don't forgot the real names of the workouts now.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you.